I have done Darth Vader a lot on my channel. I've made him face off against Master Yoda. I've made him face off against Mace Windu, Darth Maul, a lot. Now Vader is once again appearing in this fight. Only thing is, I wonder, you might be wondering, who could be his opponent? Well, based on the title of this video, I think you should already know. His opponent is none other than Count Dooku. Now, although the two have fought when Vader was Anakin Skywalker, well, who wins as Vader and Dooku? Not Anakin and Dooku. Now, we've seen that before. Anakin beats Dooku. But does Vader beat Dooku? Well, we're going to put it to the test today and see who comes out on top. So we're going to go ahead and get into this battle.
No, I am your father.
Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. He was the most powerful Jedi for his millennium. But then he was defeated by Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar, had most of his body burnt off or cut off, and then was put inside the cybernetic suit, keeping him alive. And that's how he turned into Darth Vader, as he turned into one of the most powerful entities in the galaxy. Now we're going to compare him against his opponent. So to start off with Vader, we have to basically know much about him. Now, by the way, when we're doing these fights, we're including expanded universe lore as well. Now, Vader is an extremely powerful lightsaber fighter and Force user, as Vader was said to be unparalleled in the Force. But as Anakin Skywalker, well, he was said to be twice as powerful as the Emperor, but according to George Lucas, he reached about 80% of the Emperor's power. And he lost a lot of potential in the Force, as he was unable to reach it because it was diminished. Now, he grew stronger either way. Now, he wasn't more powerful than the Emperor, but he grew to be very powerful as his third apprentice. Now, Vader absolutely is full of nothing but anger and hate, as he hates a lot. And he's one of the most powerful fighters out there. Now, he didn't just lose potential in the Force, but he also was messed up as a lightsaber duelist. Now, although he was messed up as a duelist, well, Vader was able to relearn a lot. I mean, come on. Vader couldn't exactly run. All he could do is just walk. But honestly, I don't blame him at all. Now, Vader is very powerful, just like I said, needs to be growing stronger than ever, not just immediately being thrown out there. But Vader earns the spot of probably one of Palpatine's best warriors. He's the best duelist in the Empire, able to take on Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, Kanan Jarrus, Ezra Bridger, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a lot more. He also faced off against Cal Kestis and Seer Junda. Now, Vader is just full of nothing but anger and hatred. Hatred of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hatred of probably the Emperor himself, as Palpatine caused pain for him. But Vader learned all of his new skills. Now, Vader became an expert duelist, and most people in the Empire had feared him because of how much, come on. Would you be terrified if you came face to face with him and he immediately started trying to slice you up with his lightsaber? Let me know. Now, Vader has trained 13 Inquisitors in total. Now, he didn't train all of them, but he mainly trained a little bit of all of them. The Grand Inquisitor took the spot of training most of them, pretty much all of them. Now, sitting on his fortress on Mustafar, well, Vader let his Inquisitors hunt down all the Jedi. Well, at least for a little while, until it came in the Kenobi series, where he was forced to have to deal with Obi-Wan himself. Now, Vader was said to be unparalleled in the Force, after he was diminished on Mustafar and beaten by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, the only thing is many fans wondered, if he lost to Obi-Wan in the first few fights, then how could he beat him in A New Hope? Well, the answer is, 3 reasons. 1, Obi-Wan is older in A New Hope and can't fight as well with a lightsaber. 2, because he had killed Darth Maul in the same state. And 3, they were having a Force battle as well. And just being around Vader's presence was able to tire Obi-Wan out in the Force. Now, Vader is definitely an extremely powerful fighter. Now, Vader gives chills down someone's spine. And don't forget, dude had a major cool hallway scene. I mean, come on. I mean, how do you, come on. Have you not seen it? It's so cool. Now, Vader is very strong. And he was able to tire Obi-Wan out in their first duel in the Kenobi series. I mean, you can see how much right here, how Obi-Wan is tired. Now, the only thing is, Vader can do this with one hand. Now, a few things about Vader. I'm going to do this with most of my fighters now. Now, I'm going to explain facts about them and stuff about them as well. Now, Vader fights with one hand against people he believes are way weaker than him, like Obi-Wan in their first fight in the Kenobi series, Kanan Jarrus, Ezra, and the rebels in Rogue One, so on. But then he only fights with 2 hands when it comes to people he respects, like the second time he fights Obi-Wan Kenobi, the second time he fights Luke Skywalker, and a few times when he fights Ahsoka Tano. Now, Vader grew to be very strong in the Force. Vader was able to bring down huge buildings. I mean, he could probably bring down one of the tallest buildings in Coruscant. Now, Vader is very strong, but he lost a lot of potential because there isn't that just much human left of Anakin inside of him. Now all he is just Darth Vader, this apparent monster that people have called him. Now, I'm not rude, so I'm not going to call him it. But you better, if you are in the Empire, you better be really good in order for you to not get force choked by this man. And when I say be good, I mean get the job he requests done. Otherwise, you're going to get Palpatine or Vadered. Do you? I wouldn't. Now, personally, Vader is my favorite Star Wars character. But Vader he still needs more power. And like I said, there isn't much human left. Now, Vader was said to be unparalleled in the Force. The only thing is there are a few things that makes Vader weaker than you might think. 1, he's held back by his shoulder pads. For example, his shoulder plates are about 2.5 pounds each. 2, his arms can't even lift above his head, his robotic arms. So all Vader can do, he had to change his complete different lightsaber form. And also his legs, his new boots couldn't even fit his mechanical feet. And since they were raised at the heel, he couldn't even walk. He just had to call on the Force. Now, Vader is very powerful. But still, if Vader were able to learn all of his potential that he could possibly reach, I'd say he'd earn the spot of being able to take on maybe even the Emperor himself.
I've been looking forward to this.
Count Dooku is an extremely powerful lightsaber and Force duelist. Now, the only thing is he was trained by Emperor Palpatine, same as Darth Maul and Count Dooku. I mean, Darth Vader and Maul. Sorry, getting confused here. Now, Dooku is one of the few Sith Lords that can nominate Force lightning. Now, Vader, unlike other Sith Lords, only one Sith Lord can't do this, but he is like other Sith Lords that can move very quickly like many other Force users, unlike Darth Vader, who has to relearn all of his skills. Meanwhile, Dooku can move very fast. Now, Dooku is an incredibly powerful lightsaber duelist, and he was Yoda's apprentice as a Jedi Master. But then, once the Galactic Civil War started, he fell to the dark side and became Darth Sidious's newest apprentice. Now, Dooku is an absolute powerful swordsman, as one of the deadliest Sith Lords in all time. Now, one of the things that is absolutely insane is, well, he took on Master Yoda, and this very thing caused his own master, Darth Sidious, to fear Dooku, like Palpatine feared his apprentice, mainly because Dooku took on Yoda without breaking a sweat. I mean, it was pretty easy. I mean, they're both pretty evenly matched. Only Mace Windu was Dooku's equal, and the only Jedi better than him was actually Yoda, but Dooku was able to take on his old master very easily. And well, since Dooku was able to take on Yoda, I mean, Yoda was able to force push Palpatine across a room. And Dooku didn't even get force pushed at all in his fight with Yoda. Well, he trained Savage Opress and also Asajj Ventress. Now, the only thing is Dooku needed to sense out a lot. He should have sensed that Ventress was maybe even plotting to kill him. But that's why Palpatine was thinking that Dooku and Ventress would team up to kill Palpatine. Now, he became an extremely deadly swordsman. I mean it. Now, Dooku is very strong, and using Force Lightning, that gives him also advantages too. One, well, if he fights with one hand with his lightsaber, well, then he can use the other hand for either Force abilities or Force Lightning. Now, Dooku literally can tear down almost a complete huge Senate building. Now, he can't exactly do it without breaking a sweat, because he will break a sweat a lot. Now, it is hard to do that, but Dooku became one of the most powerful Sith Lords of all time. He just needed to grow a little bit stronger in order to deal with, well, pretty much Anakin Skywalker, Asajj Ventress, Savage Opress, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Master Yoda, so on. Now, don't forget, he dueled with Ventress and 2 other Night Sisters. Now, taking on 3 at once who look pretty invisible with Night Sister magic, now that's pretty darn impressive. Especially with the fact that you were able to Force Lightning all 3 of them, and they were still all invisible. Now, if you ask me, Dooku is probably pretty much the least evil Sith Lord out there, and I have the most respect for him. More respect than Darth Vader. Well, I mean, Dooku is very strong. The only thing is, he is the least evil Sith Lord. He just saw the corruption in the Jedi Order and wanted no part of it. He didn't like the direction the Jedi Order was going, and he didn't like that they served the Senate, which was, honestly, I don't blame him at all. Now, Dooku faced off against only Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi and cut him down easily. But when it comes to Anakin Skywalker, well, I mean, you can see how fast right here the 2 are moving. I mean, Anakin put up a longer fight against him, and Anakin is very strong. So I'd say that Dooku was able to cut off his arm and make Anakin feel nothing but rage. Now, unlike other Sith, well, Dooku as a Jedi met his full potential. Now, although he did, he still had that potential and had all of his potential as a Sith Lord. So this might make it make him a bit more powerful than he already was. I mean, he met his full potential already as a Sith Lord and as a Jedi. Now, Dooku made deals with other people during the Clone Wars in order to stop the clones, the Jedi, all of them that served the Republic. He meant to stop all of them by making deals with other people, like Spice Runners, a lot of people. Hondo, yeah. And he's dueled with Anakin and Obi-Wan 10 times. I can't really count. I've lost count. But he's faced off against them a lot. Count, get it? Count Dooku? Anyway, Dooku is very strong. He's able to do 20 front flips, literally, without even falling back down. All he can do is just do 20 front flips in a row and not even fall down. That means he's just got amazing acrobatic skills. Now, for some weird reason, Dooku likes to put his hand behind his back a lot. I mean, you can basically tell in this shot right here. He's putting his hand behind his back a lot. for some weird reason. I don't know why, but I'm guessing it's the same thing as Darth Vader and a few others. I mean, I'm guessing he thinks they're way weaker than him, which is why he usually does it. But Dooku beat his friend Sifo Dyas in a duel, and he was blindfolded with one hand tied behind his back. Now, Dooku pretty much really hates corruption, but Dooku grew to be very strong. I mean, he met most of his potential until all that was lost as he was eventually killed by Anakin Skywalker. Now, Dooku, though, earned the spot of one of Palpatine's best swordsmen. I mean, he's probably one of the best duelists out of all of them. So if you ask me, I'd say Dooku is probably one of the most powerful Sith Lords in the entire galaxy. Now that we've gone over these two fighters, well, we have to determine who's coming out on top. Now this is going to be a lightsaber and force battle, and that's pretty much how this is always going to go. And if we're really seeing it this way, well, it's pretty much a tough call, because Vader had to relearn all of his force and lightsaber skills, and he lost potential. Meanwhile, Dooku, on the other hand, already had his full potential, and is an expert lightsaber duelist. But if I really had to come down to it, well, I'm actually going to give it to Darth Vader. Now, although Dooku is great and skilled with a lightsaber and with the Force, well, Vader just apparently grew to be unparalleled in the Force. So basically, yeah, that's it. Vader is the most powerful here. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys. My name is Milo, and I do Star Wars battles mostly on my channel. I do Godzilla videos, I do stop motion videos, I do top 10 lists, I do reaction, I do all that. So guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.